Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome or welcome back to Om and Honey. Today, we will go through the foundations of downward facing dog. It's a very common yoga pose that you will encounter in any typical hatha vinyasa flow. So we will start on our mats in all four positions. So on your hands and knees. And I like to do a couple cat-cows before. So if that's something that you want to pause the video and do that just to warm up the spine, you know, finding the sweetness and creating the sweetness. So we will press down through our fingertips, through the pointer and the middle, and make sure those are just as forward facing as possible. And we will tuck the toes. So if you could see, not the tops of the feet. So like tuck the toes. And I like to imagine someone is kind of like lifting, like a big giant is just lifting my hips up. So we'll just shoot those hips straight up to the sky and engage the belly. I like to kind of walk my feet out. Feels good. It's usually what feels the best. If you notice that you're all cramped up here, relax your shoulders away from your ears. Push back through the tops of your hands. If you're feeling pressure in your wrists at all, just push away from your hands and like lengthen through all of that in the top of your spine. Keep imagining someone lifting through your hips. And if you like the feeling of pedaling your feet back and forth, I find that really feels good for the backs of my calves, my hamstrings. And if not, you can just like press into that even more. And breathing. Relax your head, keeping all of the tension away from your shoulders and away from your neck. And breathe. If your feet don't touch your heels don't touch the floor, this really does not matter. I find what's most important here is just finding a way that your spine isn't collapsing into your like shoulder blade area, and continue to push through your foundations. So push away from your wrists, away from your arms. Feels good, yeah. Sometimes I like to sway a little, lean the hips, just a little controlled movement to each side. Feeling those good stretch in the back of your shoulder blades. It's a perfect time for that. Just embracing the sweetness of your own creation here. It's a resting pose, so I like to move into the stretches that feel most comfortable for me to be here. And yeah, to get out of this pose, you either step forward into tabletop, controlled movements coming all the way up, or as some like to do, you can just drop the knees and sit back onto your bum. And that is downward facing dog. Thank you so much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure, and I hope that you just play with it. You know, don't force anything. Mostly, sometimes this pose can be exhausting, but whatever brings you to a place where you feel grateful that you showed up and that you put effort into this honoring your existence. And that's yoga. Thank you so much for being here.